Son of Satan, Inactive. Real name, Damon Hellstrom. Occupation, demonologist, exorcist. Identity, Hellstrom was not known by the general public to have demonic parentage. Few called him Son of Satan. Legal status, American citizen with no criminal record. Other aliases, none. Known relatives, Patricia Patsy Walker, alias Hellcat, wife. Satan, father. Victoria Wingate, mother, deceased. Satana, sister, deceased. Place of birth, Greentown, Massachusetts. Place of power loss, Massachusetts. Group affiliation, former member of The Defenders. First appearance, Marvel Spotlight number 12. Final appearance, in costume, Defenders number 122. History. Damon Hellstrom was the son of a demon who called himself Satan after the legendary embodiment of evil, and a mortal woman named Victoria Wingate. Desiring an heir in the event something should happen to him, the demon took human form and established the trappings of a mortal life for himself near Fire Lake, Massachusetts. There he met and seduced a young woman and, keeping his true identity a secret, married her. Damon Hellstrom was born to the couple a year later, to be followed by the birth of a sister, Satana, when Damon was 3. Despite the pentagram-shaped birthmark on his chest, Hellstrom grew up in ignorance of his father's true identity. His mother discovered the demon's identity as Satan when Hellstrom was a young adolescent, when she interrupted a demonic ritual Satan had staged in their basement involving the participation of Hellstrom's sister. The revelation traumatized the woman to the point of hysteria, and she was institutionalized. While under clinical psychiatric care, she regained enough of her sanity to sense that she would die soon, and wrote a full diary describing her life with the demon. Hellstrom and his sister, meanwhile, were placed in separate orphanages, and Satan disappeared to his netherworld domain, where he eventually brought Hellstrom's sister. See Satana. When Hellstrom visited his mother on her deathbed, she gave him a mystical chain with an Ankh amulet to protect him from knowledge of his father's power. Hellstrom spent the rest of his adolescence in the orphanage without any contact from his father or sister. At the orphanage, he became close friends with a doctor named Louis Heffert, who encouraged Hellstrom to enter the priesthood. Upon leaving the orphanage, Hellstrom entered a monastery to become a priest. In his 3rd year, shortly before being ordained, Hellstrom turned 21 and received legal notification of his inheritance of his father's house in Greentown, Massachusetts. Hellstrom visited the house for the first time since childhood and found his mother's diary. Hellstrom was incredulous at the revelations contained therein. At that point, Satan, aware of his son's new knowledge, directed him telepathically to take off the Ankh chain and travel through the house's secret basement interdimensional passageway to the demon's netherworld domain. There, Hellstrom first met his father in his satanic guise, and he beseeched his son to disregard his mother's diary's warnings and serve him in hell. Satan transported Hellstrom back to the surface world, whereupon Hellstrom decided to dedicate himself to fighting his father's evil. Hellstrom immediately returned to the region below to attempt to battle Satan. This first confrontation was something of a victory for Damon Hellstrom, managing as he did to pit many of Satan's slaves against their master, as well as to steal the satanic trident of Satan and his demon-drawn chariot. During this battle, Damon Hellstrom discovered the powers of the Dark Soul that he had inherited from his father. He declared himself the son of Satan, and for the next several years battled many manifestations of demonic evil on Earth as well as other realms. He eventually met his adult sister, Satana, who had become a succubus, and battled her on at least one occasion. During this period, the son of Satan maintained his civilian identity of occult expert Damon Hellstrom and was a visiting specialist at a St. Louis college. During his career as an adversary of his father, the son of Satan several times aided the Defenders in their battles with demonic possessions and threats. During the battle against the Six-Fingered Hand, the son of Satan began a long association with Doctor Strange and the Defenders, which resulted in his membership in the loose-knit team. During his Defenders membership, Damon Hellstrom met and fell in love with the mortal crime fighter Hellcat, Patsy Walker. It was during this period, too, that he finally confronted his father and defeated him. Shortly after the son of Satan declared himself triumphant over his father and his father's influence, the Miracle Man, a superhumanly powered criminal who had masqueraded as a monk in Father Gosset's monastery during one of Damon's visits, stole the Dark Soul from Hellstrom in battle. The Miracle Man himself was subsequently defeated, and the Dark Soul sent into the form of a snake. Damon Hellstrom was finally liberated from the presence of demonic evil and, his powers gone, retired his costumed identity of the Son of Satan. Damon Hellstrom thereupon married Patsy Walker and left the Defenders. The location of his and Patsy's residence has not yet been revealed. Hellstrom continues to publish regularly in scholarly occult journals and is considered a leading demonologist. Height, 6 feet 1 inch. Weight, 180 pounds. Eyes, blue. Hair, red. Powers. The son of Satan possessed certain supernatural powers derived from his demonic heritage. These powers emanated from his dark soul, a demonic counterpart to his human soul, or life essence, which physically manifested itself in the pentagram-shaped birthmark on his chest. The dark soul endowed the son of Satan with the ability to project soul fire, also called hellfire, a fire-like mystical energy much like that employed by the Ghost Rider. See, Ghost Rider. Capable of causing excruciating pain within living beings through direct stimulation of a person's life force, or soul. Soul fire does not physically burn in the sense that true fire does, i.e. oxidation, but can be perceived as heat if its wielder so perceives it. The son of Satan could project soul fire through his fingertips, or direct it through his trident for greater range and potency, or giving him the capacity to fly. See, weapons. The Dark Soul also granted the son of Satan approximately double the strength of a man of his weight and build. Thus, he could lift, about 750 pounds. The son of Satan was able to magically change into his demonic costume at will by extending the middle 3 fingers of each hand in the shape of a trident, concentrating and letting his soul fire engulf his body. He could, however, use his demonic powers without being in costume. The son of Satan once used his powers to travel through time to ancient Atlantis. Since he did not use this power more frequently, it must have been exceedingly difficult to accomplish. Weapons. The son of Satan wielded a trident made of netheranium, a psychosensitive metal found only in Satan's extra-dimensional realm. The trident was a medium through which magical energies could be amplified and projected. Thus, the son of Satan could shoot his soul fire for greater distances and at greater magnitudes using the trident than without it. He could also use the trident to levitate and fly. By projecting a steady stream of soul fire away from the tips of the trident, he could create a mystical jet of flame which provided him enough thrust to get airborne. He could alter his course by manually steering the direction in which the trident points. He could alter his speed by varying the amount of soul fire he projected through the trident. Because the steady generation of soul fire required great concentration, the son of Satan could not fly for more than a half hour before fatigue forced him to land. He could travel at a maximum speed of about 30 miles per hour. Transportation. For extended journeys, the son of Satan used a fiery chariot drawn by 3 flying demonic horses. The chariot was originally the property of Satan, but the son of Satan stole it from him. While the son of Satan possessed the dark soul, the horses obeyed his verbal commands. The chariot and horses remained in an extra-dimensional netherworld until summoned. The maximum speed at which the horses could fly is not known. Presumably, they could attain any rate of speed at which the son of Satan could still breathe.